Your home is on the market. You cleaned it, you prepped it, maybe you even painted a few rooms. You trusted someone with the biggest financial assets you own. And now it's just sitting there. The showings are trickling in, or maybe they have stopped altogether. The offers aren't coming. And every single day that passes, you are paying a mortgage on a house you have already mentally moved out of. You are rearranging your life around showings that go nowhere. You are refreshing Zillow to see if anything changed. It hasn't. And nobody is giving you a straight answer. Your agent says the market is low. Your neighbor says just wait. The internet gives you a generic checklist that applies to homes in Ohio, not a 800K house in King County. Meanwhile, other homes in your neighborhood, well, maybe even on your street, are going pending. You are watching it happen in real time and you cannot figure out what they have that you don't. That feeling, that combination of frustration, confusion, and quietly starting to panic, that's what this video is about. Because there are 7 specific reasons homes sit in this market right now. And I can guarantee one of them is happening to you without even knowing it. My name is Neelam. I have been licensed Washington State broker since 2016. Before real estate, I spent years in IT and financial services at major institutions. So I'm not someone who guesses at data. I read it, and what the Northwest MLS data is telling us right now about this market is something every seller in King County, Snohomish County, and Greater Seattle needs to hear. Let's get right into it. What's actually happening in the Seattle metro real estate market right now? Before I get into the 7 reasons, let me give you the 30-second market reality check, because your situation does not exist in a vacuum. It exists in this market, in this moment. Here's what the Northwest MLS data is telling us right now. Active listings in Washington state are up nearly 30% year over year as of March 2026. King County alone is sitting at a median price of around $860K. Snohomish County is approaching $740K. And at close, sales are essentially flat. Pending transactions are actually down compared to last year. What does that tell us? More homes, fewer buyers closing. More competition for your listing than you have seen in years. And here's the piece that stings. Buyers in this market are more selective, not less. Mortgage rates hovering at around 7%. That means every single buyer doing the math is ultra conscious about what they are spending. They are not emotionally purchasing, they are evaluating. In this environment, if your listing is not dialed in, they will skip it without a second thought. They have options. You are no longer the only house on the block. So let's talk about why homes are sitting. First reason, your price is based on your feelings, not the data. I'm going to start here because this is the number 1 reason homes stall. And it's the most painful conversation I have with sellers. Here's what I see happen constantly. A seller looks at what their neighbor sold for, let's say 14 months ago. Then they say, well, I've got new appliances, so add a little. Then they think I'm not in a rush, so they add a little more cushion. Then they say Seattle has always been strong, and they go up another notch. And by the time they hit the market, their price is based entirely on emotion and memory, not on what buyers can actually buy today, right now, against the competition that exists today. Here's the market reality. Buyers are doing their homework. In fact, the buyers I work with are looking at everything available in their range and their preferred neighborhoods before they ever walk through your door. Your home is being compared in real time to every other listing they can find. The data is clear. In Seattle Metro, 13.9% of listings have already had to take a price reduction. Homes priced accurately are still going pending in under 2 weeks in strong neighborhoods. Homes priced with wishful thinking are sitting and accumulating days on market like a scarlet letter. And that's the second order problem nobody talks about. The longer a home sits, the more buyers assume there's something wrong with it, even if there's nothing wrong. The stigma of days on market will cost you more than just reducing the price you'd have on day 1. Here's how I do the pricing when I'm listing a home. I pull the Northwest MLS data and look at 3 things simultaneously. First, what has actually sold in the last 60 to 90 days, and what did those homes have that yours does or does not have. Be honest with yourself. Big backyard versus no backyard. Updated kitchen versus original 1990s kitchen. Single story versus 2-story. You have to be objective here. Secondly, what is the active competition right now? Because that's what your buyer is also looking at. If there are 3 comparable homes in your neighborhood priced $40,000 below yours, you are not competing with that buyer. You are losing that buyer before they ever call. Third, what are the expired listings? These are the cautionary tales. These are sellers who tried a number, it did not work, and they had to come off market. I study these specifically because they show me exactly where the ceiling breaks down. Price is a magnet. Set it right and buyers come to you. Set it too high and they disappear silently without you ever knowing they even looked. Second reason, your photos are killing your listing. This one genuinely frustrates me because it's completely fixable. And yet I see it constantly across listings in Bellevue, Kirkland, Shoreline, Renton, all over the region. Buyers in 2025 and 2026 are making their first decision about your home in just under 8 seconds. They are scrolling Zillow, Redfin, and the Northwest MLS portal on their phone, and they are swiping past listings that don't immediately grab them. That first photo, the primary listing photo, is your one shot at stopping the scroll. And if your photos are dark, yellow tinted, shot at a weird angle, taken with a phone, or worse, virtually staged over a tired, empty room, you have already lost them. I want to talk about virtual staging specifically because I have a real problem with how it's being misused right now. I understand the intention. You want to show buyers what the space could look like. But when a buyer sees a beautifully rendered digital living room and then walks into an empty room with scuffled baseboards and carpets that's seen better days, they feel misled. I have had buyers tell me point blank, I feel like they were hiding something. And once a buyer feels that way, you have not only lost the showing, you may have lost their trust for the rest of the transaction even if they wanted to proceed. Professional photography is one of the highest return investments a seller can make. Done right, it makes space look bigger, brighter, and more intentional. It highlights natural light, something that matters deeply to Pacific Northwest buyers who are chasing every ray of sunshine they can get in our gray winters. In this market, you are competing against 29% more listing, remember that, than sellers who are competing against last year. Professional photos aren't optional, they are baseline. That's the bare minimum. Reason 3. Your home tells your story, not theirs. Buyers are not purchasing your life. They are purchasing a version of their future life. And the more your home screams, this is my space, the harder it is for them to picture themselves in it. I'm going to be kind but direct. The gallery wall needs to come down. The kids' artwork timeline on the refrigerator needs to go. The 3 dog beds, the cat tower, the sports memorabilia collection, all boxed up. This isn't about judgment. Your home is beautiful. Your family is wonderful. But when a buyer walks through and sees your life on every wall and in every corner, they cannot imagine their own. And imagination is what drives offers. What I tell my sellers, think of it like staging a hotel suite. Clean, neutral, calm, inviting. A place where anyone could walk in and say, I could be comfortable here. Simple swaps make a massive difference. Neutral bedding, fresh towels in the bathrooms are the fluffy white kind. 1 or 2 pieces of simple, tasteful artwork, clear countertops, open floor space so rooms breathe. This is especially true in our Pacific Northwest market, where buyers are paying way over $1 million in cities like Snohomish, Redmond, Bellevue, Kirkland for basic starter homes. At that price point, they expect the home to feel move-in ready, curated and cared for, not like a place they have to mentally renovate before they can emotionally commit. Fourth reason, the condition does not match the price and buyers know it. I come from a technology background before real estate, and one thing I learned in that world that you cannot charge a premium for something that's delivering a below premium experience. The market figures it out very quickly. Same principle applies here. You can price high or you can have deferred maintenance and dated condition. You cannot have both. In today's market, where buyers are stretching to qualify for mortgages at 6.57%, they are scrutinizing every single thing. Old carpet, peeling paint, that bathroom that hasn't been updated since the Clinton administration, the HVAC filter that looks like it hasn't been changed in 2 years, the deck that wobbles slightly, they see all of it. And here's what they do. They mentally add up the cost to fix everything they see, and they subtract that from your ask. Sometimes they subtract more than it would actually cost to fix it because they are afraid of unknowns. So you end up penalized twice, once for the condition and once for the buyer's fear about what else might be hiding. My recommendation, before you list anywhere in the Western Washington, do a pre-inspection. Know what's there, address the critical items, price the rest accurately. Don't hide it. Buyers have inspectors, and your disclosure obligations in Washington state are real. Sellers who get ahead of condition issues close faster, cleaner, and often at better price than sellers who let buyers discover problems in the inspection period. Reason 5. Smell is destroying what your photos built. This is the one that nobody wants to say, but everybody knows. Smell kills deals instantly, silently. A buyer will walk through your beautifully photographed, correctly priced home, and if they walk in and are hit with pet odor, cigarette residue, or that vague musty smell that comes from old carpet holding on to moisture, they will smile politely, walk out and say absolutely not before they even get to their car. This is especially relevant here in the Pacific Northwest, where our damp climate means that moisture, mold, and musty smells are not uncommon in homes that haven't been properly aired and maintained. Buyers here are attuned to it. They associate it with problems that go beyond surface level. They worry about the crawl space, the attic, the walls, and here's the cruel reality. You probably cannot smell it anymore. You have lived there. You have adopted. Your neighbors don't tell you. Your agent may not want to say it. But buyers, especially buyers walking in cold from the outside, will know within 3 seconds. The fix is real, but not glamorous. Deep clean the carpets or replace them. Wash the drapes and soft furnishings. Air the house out aggressively. Use odor neutralizers, not perfume maskers, but actual neutralizers. And if there's a pet, please make arrangements to have them absent during showings. A home that smells clean signals to a buyer's subconscious it has been cared for. That is exactly the signal you want to send. Reason 6. Your marketing is a sign in the yard and a prayer. This is the one I said most agents don't want to talk about. So let's talk about it. Getting your home into the MLS is table stakes. It's the bare minimum. It is not a marketing strategy. And in this market with 15,000 plus active listings across the Northwest MLS footprint, competing for the same cautious selective buyer pool, the bare minimum is not going to cut it. Here's what I mean by real marketing for a listing in the greater Seattle area. Targeted digital advertising, not just boosting a post, actual paid campaigns that serve your listing to buyers who are actively searching in your price range and your zip code. Buyers aren't all browsing the same way. Some are on Zillow, some are on Instagram, some are watching YouTube walkthroughs of homes in Bellevue or Redmond because they are relocating from the Bay Area or Austin and they want to see inside before they fly here. Social media that actually converts, not a just listed brag post, a genuine content piece that makes a buyer watching from their couch in San Francisco and say, I need to see that house. The greater Seattle area attracts significant relocation traffic from California, Texas, and New York. Buyers who cannot easily drop in for a weekend showing, if your listing is not showing up where they are, you are invisible to a significant segment of qualified buyers. Video walkthrough. This is non-negotiable for relocation buyers. A properly produced video walk, not a shaky iPhone pan across the living room, gives out-of-area buyers the confidence to schedule a trip or even make an offer sight unseen. I have seen it happen. Neighborhood context content. Seattle buyers aren't just buying a house. They are buying proximity to light rail. They are buying a school district. They are buying the Saturday farmer market and the 5-minute drive to the trail. Tell that story. That's marketing. The listing description that says 4BR 2.5 bath, granite countertops, close to amenity is not marketing. It's a form someone filled out. Retargeting. Buyers who have already viewed your listing online and did not reach out can be brought back. This technology exists. It's being used. If your agent isn't using it, your competitors' agents are. The math is simple. Marketing creates visibility. Visibility creates showing. Showings create offers. A passive agent who lists and waits in the current environment quietly costing their sellers money. Reason 7. Your agent is unreachable and buyers have moved on. I want to be measured and fair here because I know a lot of hardworking agents in this market, but I also know from personal experience in my own transactions that this is happening more than sellers realize. Here's the scenario. A buyer's agent calls to schedule a showing. They text, they email, they try again the next day, they hear nothing. So they schedule the other 2 homes on their list. The buyer sees those homes, connects with one of them and makes an offer. Your home never got shown. You never knew someone was trying. Your listing lost momentum, real, tangible market momentum because a buyer could not get through. I dealt with this exact situation recently. I had buyers looking at homes in the area and I reached out to multiple listing agents across a single day showing schedule. Of all the agents I connected, only a fraction responded in a timely manner. The homes where agents did not respond, those did not make my buyer's shortlist, not because the homes were wrong, because we could not get in. And here's the thing that sellers don't always understand. In the tech-forward Seattle metro, buyers are moving quickly when they find something they want. The window to capture that interest is very narrow. If your agent isn't responsive within the hour, not the day, the hour, in many cases the buyer has mentally moved on. This market rewards speed. Buyers have more options today than they have had in years. They are not going to chase a listing. They're going to go to the next one. When you are interviewing agents, and yes, you should interview more than one, ask specifically, how do you handle incoming showing requests? What is your response protocol when a buyer's agent reaches out? How will I know that showings are being facilitated quickly? An agent who has a clear, honest answer to those questions is telling you something meaningful. An agent who cannot answer that clearly is telling you something too. The bottom line? Here's where I land. If your home is sitting in this market, it is not because the market is broken. It is not because buyers aren't out there. King County, Snohomish County, Pierce County, there are still buyers in all of these markets. There are still motivated buyers looking right now, but those buyers have more choices than they have had in years. They are more informed than ever, and they are being incredibly deliberate with the largest financial decision of their lives. Your home has to earn their attention, it has to earn their time, and it has to earn their offer. The 7 things I walked you through: pricing based on data, not emotion; professional photography, staging for the buyer story, not yours; honest condition alignment, addressing smells proactively; real marketing with digital reach; and an agent who is responsive and aggressive. Every single one of these is within your control. And here's what I have seen in my experience. When you get these things right, the market responds even in a slow environment, even with rates in the mid sixes, even with inventory up 30%. The homes that are move-in ready, accurately priced, and properly marketed are still going pending quickly. The data confirms it. I'm watching it happen in real time. The homes that are sitting are the ones where one or more of these 7 things is off. That's not a guess. That's what the Northwest MLS data shows us every single month. If you are watching this and your home is currently on the market and not moving, or if you are getting ready to list and you want to walk in with a strategy instead of a hope, I want to talk to you. What I offer seller is simple: clarity, strategy, and honesty, even when honesty is uncomfortable. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who needs it. I'll see you in the next one.